Hey everybody! Today I'm going to be doing my second power ranking for Season 3 of LEGO Masters. So at this point, we've seen the first 7 episodes of the season, and considering all 7 of those episodes, here is how I have the remaining teams in the competition ranked. Nothing's changed for the top 2 positions for me since my last power ranking. I still have Emily and Liam in at number 1, and Steven in at number 2. Emily and Liam are a fantastic team. They had their first hiccup in the dog competition episode, where they struggled with the legs of their dog, but they did have the golden brick, so they were safe for that, and ever since then, I think they've been back to their normal, excellent selves. So I still have them in at number 1. But Steven are getting much closer. Steven, I think, are honestly the most consistently good team in this entire competition. They've never been in the bottom 2. They've never really had a bad competition. They've always been good or, great, right? So I think they're definitely a number 2, and they definitely have closed, the gap from them to Emily and Liam. I think, honestly, one episode could make a difference here. One not so good episode for Emily and Liam, and or just a really great episode for Steven, and Steven could easily flip that for me. So those two were the solid first 2, the top of my power ranking. Then at third place, I have Brendan and Greg, and I'm really excited for those guys. I had them really high last time. I had them in at number 4. And in my previous video, I referred to them as a sleeper team because I figured I felt like they kind of went under the radar through the first 3 episodes because at that point they were never in the top 2 or the bottom 2. And because of that, they just didn't get as much coverage. But I could tell that they were really good, and man, did that turn out to be true. They got 2 back-to-back wins recently, and despite a recent hiccup, in the most recent episode, I think they're just a really strong, talented team, and they absolutely deserve third place here. And just a little side note, I believe the correct spelling of Brendan is how I have it, typed there, Brendan, and the little promotional image that they had, like, in the beginning, before the season aired. I think LEGO Masters made a mistake and spelled his name wrong. So Brendan and Greg got them at number 3. Then at number 4, I have Ethan and Dom. So in my last power ranking, I did not have them ranked because at that point we had only seen the first 3 episodes and they had not yet competed. And of course, in my previous video, I mentioned that I wasn't really happy about them being, led into the season late. I think in a lot of ways it's just basically like they were given 3 golden bricks for the first 3 episodes, But at the end of the day, that's not their choice. That's just the choice of the show, so we're going to have to just roll with it. And I think Ethan and Dom are cool guys, and I think they've really come in and they've proven that they're really talented. They've gotten a win. They've done really well. They had a little hiccup themselves in that same dog competition episode, the same episode that Emily and Liam had some struggles, but despite that, I think they're a really creative team that brings a lot of unique ideas to the table, and they're a really good team. So I think 4th place is a good spot for them. Then number 5, I have Austin and Justin. I think they've gotten better since before. I had them ranked lower down before, but recently they've done well. And honestly, I think their best build was in the most recent episode with their camp design with the whole volcano and all the lava and all the lava related activities and like the tug of war and everything. It was a fantastic build. I loved it. Just they did an outstanding job, and even though they didn't win, I think it was a build that easily could have won. So despite not officially having a win, I think they have a build that is of the quality and caliber to earn a win. So they're a really good team. I think 5th is a good spot for them. Then at number 6, I have Dave and Emily. Last time I had them ranked dead last. I think they've improved, and they've proven me a little bit wrong, I guess, in the sense that they've just been really good. They've been durable and managed to stay in the competition, and they've had a lot of great builds, including their dog competition build. I thought that was a great build, and their camp build was really good with all the goo and everything. I liked it. So I think they're a strong team, but still I think just in terms of just I still think they're below the others just with some of those little extra added details, sort of like Brickmaster Jamie mentioned with their goo build for the camp build. It was a good build, but some of those buildings are maybe a little more simplistic in comparison to everybody else. So I still think 6 is an appropriate place. And even though they're good, I still think the people above them are just on some levels above them. And then in last place, I have Nick and Stacy. And of course, I always like to say this. This does not mean that I don't think Nick and Stacy are good. Obviously, everyone in this competition, everyone's insanely talented. But I do think Nick and Stacy have been struggling lately. They were in the bottom 2 in the last episode with Brendan and Greg, and they very well could have been eliminated if they decided to eliminate somebody in that episode. And I think they've just had some struggles lately, and they've in a lot of ways failed to, at least consistently be on the level of the other teams. They've had some really great builds, but they've had a lot of not as great builds. So I think they've struggled to keep up with some of these other teams here. But of course, at this point, anything could happen, and they're still a very, very talented team, and they could absolutely outlast some of these other teams here. So only time will tell. Anyways, that's my power ranking after the first 7 episodes of Season 3 of LEGO Masters. Definitely let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Please tell me what you agree with me on, what you disagree with me on. I just love to hear your thoughts, and I will come out with a third power ranking after a few more episodes. Thank you all so much for watching.